Alright, what's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We are in Warframe. I'm going to run this in a random group for the Orkin Reactor alert that was up. It's a defense run, so we've got some time to talk about lots of updates, lots of things going on. So, where to start with all the changes that have been going on in the game? Where am I at with the weapons and all that good stuff? So there's my Prova Vandal. This is the first time I'm taking the Vandal out for a spin. We grinded up for it last night. It took us a little while to get the points, and of course at one point I actually got the points and the rest of the guys didn't get the points, and that got screwed up, and so we kept running it till everybody got the points that was needed, and that ended up getting fixed in the latest patch update anyway. Some things that may still be questions for people regarding the event. So how it works is you want to set your load up properly. However you want to run for the event, you want to set your loadout. Frame, weapons, Sandana, helmets, whatever it is. You put it on, and that's what you want to use the whole time. Okay, you don't want to change. The reason is when you put it on, and you run your first mission, all of that stuff, all of your gear, your loadout, starts to get that infested smell on it, if you will. And then you run a second one, and all that gear gets a little more infested smell on it. And then you run a third one, and so forth and so on. And as time goes on, it accumulates, and you become more of a threat, okay? And as the threat level goes up, you get higher points. Now, changing out a piece of gear, changing out a Sandana, changing out your Sentinel, changing out a gun, any of that will actually lower your threat, or your smell, if you will, and that's going to affect your points, and that's why it takes a little bit longer to get to the points, and it took us a bit to figure that out as well. Excuse me, last night. And the same thing was with your teammates. If you're going to run it in co-op, you're going to co-op it with your teammates. Try to keep that group, okay, until you guys complete the event. That's going to be the easiest way to do it. And the same thing with them. Let them know, hey, don't change your gear, choose what you're going to choose, and we're just going to run it. And that's how you're going to get through it really quickly. And just do it as a team. Don't go running around everywhere. Run it as a team, get it done real quick, work together. And you guys will be fine on the event. And you'll have all the mods and the Prova Vandal and everything quickly. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about everything else. Where to start? Ember. I've got Ember Prime out. I'm working up a build for her. I was asked to put together a build, and so just give me another day or two and I'll try to have a build out by the end of the weekend. I have it all set up here. I do have to put one format into her to be able to utilize all 4 abilities properly, and to show them off to you and show you how you actually run Ember based off of the way I play, and hopefully it'll help with my explanations of why I do it the way I do it. So we'll get more into that, so just stay tuned for that if you're interested in an Ember build and you haven't seen anything come around recently. So we'll talk about that in future episodes. So you'll see me running around with Ember Prime a lot this weekend. And of course she's great against the infested, there's no doubt about that. The Mutalist Quanta, we'll get into that in a bit. Just see me running it here. Pay attention to it. I'll talk to you about the AoE radiation balls there in a few minutes, and everything else, just so you can really get a better understanding of the weapon and where I think the weapon's at and whether it's good, bad, and all that stuff right now. But let's quickly talk about the Prova Vandal a tiny bit here. If you compare it against the regular Prova, and I'm going to put that right on the screen when we do this, you're gonna see it is definitely better, of course. Electricity 48 versus 35, spin attack 144 versus 105, leap attack 96 versus 70, wall attack 192 versus 140. Attack speed and critical are the same, but it does have a higher status chance, and that's something to look at as we go through the build with this weapon. And of course, status chance proccing is a big thing. And a lot of weapons that I really enjoy have higher status chances on them, and you guys know that from my recent stuff that I've been talking about. So I'm just going to pretty much bust through this weapon as quick as I can to get to 30 and then start putting together a build. So you'll see it in a few videos. I may not talk much more about it while I'm running, and then I'll start talking about it when I'm putting together videos on it where I'm actually trying to determine and not have a build for it. You know, but as I've discussed in the past, I'm not in a rush to push out videos on builds that I'm not happy with. And I think a lot of people know that, and I really hate it when people do what they just did, what that Frost Prime guy just did. And we'll talk about that in a minute as well. People that have no idea about this weapon are basically misusing the one of the greatest AoE effects that are available right now. Or I wouldn't say greatest AoE effects, but I would just say one of the best opportunities to have a 100% AoE is being abused. So, but anyway, I digress. We're going back to what we were talking about. The Prova Vandal, okay, and my status chance weapons, and how I really like the status chance stuff. So we know it's electricity based, okay, obviously. We know that you could probably put damage types combining magnetic, corrosive, radiation in here pretty easily on that Prova Vandal. It's definitely got a higher status chance, and that's something that I will build for, especially with all the stat mods that are out there, the dual stat mods. So we'll see how I end up building that. It cannot be increased with standard damage mods, so no slash, impact, or puncture, because it is purely elemental. And the Sundering Weave is the mod stance that goes on it, and that is, of course, very, very slow. You want to definitely put in at least a Fury mod, so keep that in mind when you're building the weapon right off the bat. Alright, so you've got your 4 new stats, or your 4 new dual mods that are out there. You got your Volcanic Edge for melee, you got your Scorch for pistol, you got your Thermite rounds for rifle, and you got your Scattering Inferno for shotgun. Really not too difficult to pick up. None of the rewards this time are too difficult to pick up. There is a little bit of grind, especially if you're not knowing what to do, and that's where we felt last night. We ended up, took a little bit longer than it should have because we weren't really 100% sure how to do it. But once you get through it, you're going to be pretty happy with all of these. Of course, the dual stats, so go ahead and get them because you're going to see them in future builds. And speaking of future builds, my Piranha video is going to take a little bit longer because of these new dual stat mods. I changed some stuff up just a tiny bit. So I gotta just do a quick run test on that with the new mod setup, and if it comes out well, we'll get that build video out fairly quickly here over the weekend, probably, no doubt. Now, let's spend a bit of time talking about this Mutalist Quanta. Yesterday I had some mixed feelings about it. I just didn't see the real thing to it, the real benefit. And this is barring the whole look of the weapon. Let's just talk about the actual weapon itself and what it can do, right? So I didn't really understand this whole AoE cone that goes out. I didn't understand the weapon in general, per se. I've got a better understanding now. I'm at 25, 26 here. I know how I'm modding it and how I like it. I'm still going to play around with the mods. But, so, we've got your basic damage, right? It's got good basic damage as you bring it up. It's got a... nothing too horrible, you know. You got puncture on it, which is decent puncture damage and a little bit of slash damage on there, so it's effective against a few enemies fairly quickly. It's got a nice rate of fire. I think it's a good rate. It's not too fast, not too slow. Definitely has a great status chance on it, and as you can see, the AoE cone there. I'll explain that, the AoE cone. So and you right click and you shoot out the AoE cone. It is a radiation bubble, a little infested on the inside. Some things, now if you shoot through the cone, when you're shooting through your cone, the radiation bubble, any shots going through it will pick up radiation element on it and will carry the radiation proc with it. So that's good to note. Any enemy going through it will pick up radiation proc damage. It's a guaranteed 100% proc, so they are guaranteed to be confused. And this is really going to help you out in higher levels with the infested ancients and the healers and the heavy gunners. You could really use it to your advantage. Downside right now, you only get 2 bubbles at one time. Hopefully they fix that, because it doesn't work right with the barrel diffusion on it, where sometimes the barrel diffusion shoots out both bubbles just like so, and then you're not really utilizing it properly. But barring that, it's a workaround. You can still work around that. Having that AoE cone there is a really nice thing. Having players that have no idea that it actually has an effect on it, and that it's a really good use, instead of just running around and using it as a beach volleyball, as you have seen in this video, is the only real huge downfall that I see. And it actually really pisses me off to see that people just run over and hit it and throw it up in the air and make it useless. You know, there is a point to it, and hopefully I get that point across, that this does have a radiation. It's a 100% proc chance. It's a 100% chance guaranteed to make the enemy confused and put them on your side. It's a 100% chance that any bullets going through it are going to carry that radiation proc. So why would you want to not have that? And now, of course, if you hit it at the ground too low, it's also going to bounce. Sometimes it'll bounce against the enemies just because they are a physical object. But for the most part, the biggest issue I have is like that, where Frost Prime once again goes out there to try to take it out as a beach ball. But in terms of weapon, I mean, it's 100% accurate, unless you add heavy caliber. And then still the accuracy is pretty damn good, even when you run up heavy caliber. Like I said, it doesn't have a super fast fire rate, but it's got a nice 60 clip, you know, and that does work out really well. In the beginning, I wasn't sure what levels I could take it on. I'm still not 100% sure, because I'm not fully through it yet, but I do like it. Am I convinced that it'll be a top weapon? Not quite yet. Am I gonna forma it, because I know that in my head, with the way I have my mods going, I'm gonna have 2 open slots? Yeah, I'm gonna forma it. I'm gonna go against what other people are saying, and I'm gonna go ahead and put forma in it, and we'll see how it goes. I think there's some great potential in there, and I think that people that enjoy this weapon are gonna really like it with the forma in it. So we'll see. I'll run it throughout, you know, the weekend when I'm probably doing the multiple forma to it and getting it all set up. So, and that's just me, you know. Some people like it, some people don't like it, some people call it junk. Some people think it's, you know, they don't know what it is. They put up pictures of things that, you know. I've seen some videos on the first night that it came out, and I was like, really? Just gonna, you know, put a weapon down like that? I can make any weapon in this game a viable weapon with damage 2.0, and I have been doing that over and over. I have tried it. I can make almost pretty much any weapon in this game viable with a 2.0 damage system. And you can't discount that, because that means that if you're a low-level player, you can get weapons at low level that can be really, really good for you. And that you can carry higher in. Maybe not to, you know, what they call end game or high level, super high level content, but it's still, the weapons become much better than what they used to be. Just kill these things. And of course, my Ember Prime. I haven't played Ember in such a long time. She's a little slow, but still Still a great frame. The difference that's going to make this hard on my Ember Prime build, or Ember build, is that the Prime and the regular have two different sets of polarity slots on it. So when I pull out the video, I'm going to do it with my Prime. But if you like it, you can use it on regular Ember, but it's probably going to require more Forma than just the one that I'm going to use for this. Well, we'll see. I'll get it out there as soon as I can. And hopefully you guys enjoy it, you know. Let me know. Otherwise, I'm liking the weapon, you know, the Mutalist Quanta. I'm not really disappointed by it. Prova Vandal, I'm not really sure 100% yet. I'm sure I'll get it to come out pretty decent, especially with the dual stat mods. And of course, you know, I'll be reworking some stuff with the dual stat mods now, adding even higher stat chances. Thinks of the Merlock for a minute. I wonder what I could do. Yeah, interesting. When they come out with that dual stat ice mod. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm talking to myself. You didn't hear it. That would be like over 100% status chance. But I digress. So yeah, no, I mean, I'm liking it. You know, share your thoughts with me on what you think. If you have any questions while going through it, you know, while I'm putting out videos of just gameplays, or before I'm doing guides, or while I'm doing guides, if you ever have questions, you know, leave them in comments. I am always happy to help answer them if I can. Also, a number of you guys, subscribers, fans, friends, you guys get in there and you help out with answering some of those comments and questions as well, and that's great. I'm 100% happy for that. I appreciate all that extra help. And what the hell is he doing? What? Oh my god, stupidest frost ever. Yeah, let's go ahead and put snow globes up everywhere so nobody can shoot through them. Yeah, let's... Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. Sorry, I have to do this. Oh, well. Anyway, yeah. What an idiot. I don't know how else to put that. Let's just put up snow globes, everybody. Nobody can shoot. We all have to just stand there. Sorry. Frustration. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video, because we're just about at the end here. Just gotta find this last thing, whatever it is. If you did, hit that like button. If you got any comments, like I said, just leave below. I'll answer them. Somebody will answer them. And if you like this stuff on the channel and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Share it with your friends. And you know, we'll catch you in the next episode. Lots of stuff going on. Steam summer sales going on, so forth and so on. We'll see you later.